Never been told.
To the rescue, here I am. Want you to know here I
Thank you. Bonjour. Mamai Flebo. Mamai Saint Lissy. Mamai Babonneau. Can I hear you? You know, I love the energy. I love the commitment. I love your belief. I love to see the hope on your faces. And make no mistake, do not underestimate it, your presence here tonight. The words that have been said are giving this country hope. Tommy Descott spoke this evening, and he said this administration, in its 4th year, all of a sudden remembered that they can no problem. All of a sudden, in the 4th year, this administration has suddenly remembered that they could have removed the service charge. They have just remembered that they could have zero-rated some items. In the 4th year of their governance, and when they came into office, inflation was high and rising. You recall that there was COVID, that there were crises all over the world with production, there were logistics constraints, and of course, prices were rising. So anyone would have thought that that would have been the time that any truly caring government would have introduced the policies to reduce the prices. But they didn't do that. It's either sheer incompetence or absolutely no care for people. I will come to the protocol shortly. But I could not help but say, and Tommy didn't tell you, of the 70 items that they have zero rated, meaning they are applying zero VAT to them, are you aware that 25 of those 70 items, they were already VAT exempt? You want to talk about obfuscation? You want to talk about underhand and double dealing? You want to talk about, to use the Prime Minister's favorite phrase, flashing mirrors? So let's be clear. We will interrogate every one of the policies. We will analyze and reveal to you the implications of every one of those policies. And we will place you in St. Lucia, you in the diaspora, we will place you in a position to make an informed decision. So let me begin this evening by treating with the protocol. So I recognize political leader Alan Chasney, the deputy political leaders. I recognize the chairman of the party and the national executive, our esteemed candidates. Where is he? The chairman of the Babonneau branch and our executive. I recognize a most powerful group of people in this branch, the women's arm. They make things happen. I recognize the youth. Very important, the youth. Friends, I recognize my wife, Linda, my daughters, my sons. I recognize my mom. I recognize my siblings. You know, I recognize the people who are online right now, waiting to understand a little more about who I am, who are waiting to understand a little more about what this United Workers' Party program of development is like for St. Lucia for the next 5 years. So, it is with a deep sense of humility and honor that I address you this night as the endorsed candidate for Babonneau for the United Workers' Party. You know, let's just say it has been a long time coming. You know, I became a card-carrying member of the United Workers' Party in 1990. I was at the University of the West Indies in Mona at the time when I got, in response to my application to become a member of the UWP, I got a letter from the then General Secretary of the party, Mr. Hamilton Celestine. I will tell you, this was truly one of the most important occasions in my life, because a party took its time out to actually write and say to me at the level of the General Secretary that you are a member of our organization. And I have a lot of respect for a political organization like that. So I stand here this evening on the shoulders of some very great and dedicated men and women. Men and women who have given their lives serving this country, who have given their lives serving this party, who have given their lives serving the people of St. Lucia. I am proud to say that I am from the party of Compton and Girardi and Mallet and Alan Bousquet. May their souls rest in peace. Friends, I am driven by the ideals of these men, which separates this United Workers' Party from the rest. And these ideals are to fight the wrongs that need resistance and help the causes that need assistance. To approach development of St. Lucia from the perspective of offering every and any St. Lucian who is willing to work a hand up and not a handout. So, when many less enlightened people say that Flabo and Labour are the same, tell them no. We, the United Workers' Party, will lend people a hand up. We do not give them a handout to leave them in the place that they are. Mamai Flabo, I was born here in Babonneau. I was born just up the road there, Lakwa Shobo. My father was a farmer. His name was Milton Joseph Preville. My grandmother was a lady called Mautina. The house is just down the road here. My family is from Lower Kabish, Lower Babonneau, Kabish, Garan, Chassin, Bogis. I don't even want to talk about Oleon tonight. I am from Babonneau. My mother was a housewife, and my mother ensured that me and my 6 siblings had something to eat every day. She was our pillar of strength. Whether it was overnight breadfruit, which was warmed in the fouille d'Ife, and which we would drink some Lewanget tea with in the morning, or whether we were eating breadfruit and oil at lunchtime. My parents always ensured we had something to eat, and we were always grateful for that. My parents never, ever, ever referred to us as poor. Worse yet, they never used that word, Maliwi. Never. We were taught to get up and get. We were taught that it takes hard work to succeed. We were taught that everyone must accept personal responsibility. You don't blame your friends for your actions. You take responsibility for your actions. So, these are the values that drove me to succeed in the common entrance exam when I did it, having been taught at the Babonneau Infant and Babonneau Primary Schools. And I was taught by some illustrious persons. You would have heard a lady pray tonight. I was taught by Miss Christina Alcid. I was taught by teacher Virgie of Lacroix. I was taught by the deceased Mr. Antoine Emile. I was taught by Mrs. Toussaint Douane. I was taught by a man in my common entrance exam, a man called Hyacinth Louison. Down Tishime. That's where he lived. He was one of the best common entrance exam teachers I have ever had. And I use these just to name a few, because we are where we are because a number of people have impacted our lives. And we must always remember, we must never forget, because these people shape us. I therefore entered Castries Comprehensive Secondary School well grounded in values such as respect for authority, honesty, and commitment to service. I graduated from CCS Student of the Year. While I did my A-levels in physics, chemistry, and math, my first job in the public service was in journalism. Well, you ask, well, how do you do physics, chemistry, and math and end up doing journalism? Well, guess what? Life is not a straight road. And we must teach our children that when life hands us lemons, we make lemonade. We must teach our children that things may not be as easy as it might appear. But you stick to your goal, you work towards it. I wanted to be an aircraft engineer. That's why I did physics, chemistry, and math. But my parents had no money to send me to university. Do I sit down and mope and cry? No. I got up and I did what was next available to me. If it's journalism, then journalism is going to be. So I got into the GIS, the Government Information Service, in 1984. In 1990, I was the Chief Information Officer. In that time, I had done a certificate in mass communication, a diploma in mass communication, and a degree in economics and management in 6 years. While continuing to work. Friends, I mentioned journalism, and when I do, I have to mention something I witnessed recently. And I want to mention a couple people's names tonight. I want to recognize Ember Charles, Jerry George, Matthew Roberts. Because they were the ones who brought in a standard of journalism in St. Lucia. And make no mistake, journalism is critical to a functioning democracy. So I was deeply worried and concerned when I heard on a talk show recently, one of a talk show host talking about he has to undertake action to beat up a politician or beat up politicians. And I'm saying to myself, I am just entering this thing. What have I done? Is there something wrong I did by coming to serve? And the gentleman was speaking, and I have not heard not a word from the Ministry of Information. I have not heard a word from the minister responsible for information. I have heard nothing to chastise, nothing to say something is wrong here. I have not heard from the Chamber of Commerce. Something is wrong in our country. This is not part of my speech tonight, but it hurts when I see these things happening and we are in an environment of crime. And there seems to be a sanctioning of those value systems. Something is very wrong in St. Lucia. And therefore, friends, we have no choice but to return the United Workers' Party into office to take us out of this. Some of my friends and people say they don't know me, the young ones. So I am doing a little thing tonight I don't normally do. I will talk about myself for a little bit. I don't talk about myself. But I will tell you, I actually studied economics at the master's level at UWI, especially development economics. I will become the director of research, economics and research at the St. Lucia and Seaports Authority between 1996 and 2001. And then I would return to government in 2001 to lead a team to develop the medium-term development strategy of St. Lucia for the period 2002 to 2005. And I would then spend 12 to 13 years, from 2007, as I served as a permanent secretary, advancing the interest of my country in regional and international trade, and spearheading the development of policies to advance St. Lucia, especially the private sector. So, the first ever national export strategy for St. Lucia and the establishment of Export St. Lucia are products of many hours of my efforts and the efforts of others. The National Investment Policy of St. Lucia was developed under my tenure as permanent secretary in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. I can go on to tell you, after the Economic Partnership Agreement was signed in 2008, one of the first things I did was to fly across to Martinique and Guadeloupe to attempt to get a European company, a French company, to establish in St. Lucia. Why was I doing that? Because I believed if we had one good example, others would come. Because the agreement was to bring investment. And so, we have a flour mill in Vieux-Fort, and that is the product of the work that we did. And around the same time, there was an investor who came to this country wanting to establish a hotel with a manufacturing element. Today, you have in Soufrière, Hotel Chocolat. The very first fiscal incentive ever prepared for this company, I wrote it up myself. Why? Why did I do that? I saw the link that could be made between tourism, manufacturing, and agriculture. I say these things to give you a sense of who I am professionally. But more importantly, to help the people of Babonneau and the people of St. Lucia understand the value system that I subscribe to and what will guide me in my political journey. Je Babonneau, you have continued to give me warmth, love, and support. I say continue because I grew up here knowing I could go into any house. If something happened to me, I could walk into any house and I know they would reach my mother or father and take care of me. So I know the love is there. But what you have done over the last, I would say, in the last few months is really overwhelming. I have felt people who have walked up to me and said to me, it is about time. We have been waiting for you. Your time is now. I did not honestly understand why or what I had done in my life to deserve that. But the people of this community have seen something that I had not seen. And I say, what I will do is make no empty promises. I'm not in the business of fluff and bluff. But I give you my commitment that I will work with you. I give you my commitment that I will do everything I can do to represent you. I give you my commitment that I will work as long as it takes. I will do what I have to do to defend you. I will do whatever I have to do that your voice will be heard. We have many challenges in Babonneau, but they are not insurmountable. Once we organize and plan and are inclusive, we will be in the right place. So, I'm being told to wrap up. I have been engaged in a process over the last few weeks, listening to the farmers, listening to the youth and the mothers and fathers, the business community, the teachers, the police, the healthcare givers. And I am confident that together we can craft the policies that would yield transformative change in Babonneau. Now, obviously, good policy rests on having proper problem identification. You must identify the problem, or else your policy could be askew. So, we have been looking at the data, and obvious. The census data tells us something, that the largest population in Babonneau is between the ages of 10 and 29. Now, if that is our population, clearly we must have a holistic program to address young people in this community. Sasa would have spoken about no football, no cricket, nothing in 4 years in Babonneau. But that is your population. These are the people you serve. How could you be representing people that you have no idea who they are? And the data is there. Unless you are just totally incompetent or you have no care. That is what you do. So, young people of Babonneau, hear this. We will work together to fix the playing fields. We will work together to get those playing fields organized and fit for work. The larger playing field will be dealt with. We will work together to organize young people so that you become ownership. You take ownership of your own destiny. We will work to empower young people. That is the approach we shall use in Babonneau. We're not giving a handout. We are giving a hand up. But my Babonneau, I intend to be your representative. Plain and simple. I intend to be your voice, your advocate, your defender. That is the commitment I make to you, and that is the commitment you will get from me when you freely choose to vote for the United Workers' Party and Titus Preville on election day. The United Workers' Party has a track record. A track record which shows us we have undertaken transformative change in St. Lucia. From Rodney Bay being developed to the Millennium Highway. From the Rosa Dam to give us water and to help us establish a tourism industry. But when we were doing it, they called it Dam John Compton. Absolutely no vision. We have done that to transform St. Lucia. And this is our track record. This is our DNA. And this is what you will get from Alan Chasney and the United Workers' Party. So, in closing, I say, we are a party that sets new heights. And we move our people forward together. So I urge everyone, Labour, Flabo, and Independent, to exercise good judgment. We are at a critical point in our country's history. Our lives, the decisions we make here, will impact our lives critically. So I urge St. Lucians to ensure that whenever the elections are called, you vote for the candidate in your constituency who is representing the United Workers' Party. I want to say thank you and good night.